because then it'll go sideways real quick.
No.
Mr. Wakefield, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to a year, up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine due to the amount. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail credit for the
4 days?
4 days credit that you've already done. Understand that this charge will go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? Not only, do you have a job? What do you do in life? Dude, it's not funny. You're using all kinds of dope. You've got no job. What the hell are you going to be doing in 30 years from today, man? You know, you're going to end up on the street, jobless, prospectless, ain't got no money. Where are you going in life, man? It's not a good way to be in life. I know that you like to have fun. I know that you like to party, but you got to think about your future, because if not, and your mom and dad are not going to be here forever. Your auntie, your uncle, they're not going to be here forever. And if you don't have them in your life and you got no job, you got no money, you're on the street begging, either that or you're going to be slinging. You get caught up in that. You're either dead or with a 40-year sentence. How old are you? Have you ever had a full-time job?
Yes.
Doing what?
At Chevron in Lake Charles. I was a pipe fitter.
You were a pipe fitter. For real? So why stop? And?
See the workers come.
So it's easier to just get workers' comp and do nothing, I guess, right?
No, I just never went back, like reapply after.
Okay. You have to do something in your life, Mr. Wakefield, because if you don't, you're going to end up in jail with a lengthy sentence or on the street. That's not a good way. You work hard now, so you set yourself up for the future so you can have vacations. You can buy nice cars the legitimate way. What you're doing now, it sucks. Just bottom line, it's not a good way to go through life, man.
Judge, while he's in custody, I can have a max social worker talk to him about options.
That'd be great. Dude, pipe fitting, if you get a trade like that, you can kill it, man. Making 20 to 30 bucks an hour. Holy you can buy a Benz, man. You can, with that kind of money, you can kill it. What you're doing now, it sucks. It sucks. And I don't even know how you're getting your money to do the dope. Anyways, you got to be getting it from somehow. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. The reason I'm telling you this, Mr. Wakefield, is because your demeanor and the way you act when you come in here, you think it's a joke. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that your future should mean something. We have enough brown and black people in custody as it is. Your life is hard enough as it is, being a black and brown person in society. It doesn't get easier the older you get. It gets harder. You get fatter. You get uglier. You lose hair. The older you get, the more unemployable you get. So if you don't set yourself up now, you're going to be nothing in 20 years. Do something, Mr. Wakefield. Don't become a statistic. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. I will roll your court costs. One more thing. I'm done with catch and release. So if you continue to come back with criminal cases, what we're doing today, the plead on the spot, be done. It's not going to work. Do you understand? If you come back, it's not going to go well. Good luck, Mr. Wakefield.
And Judge, if I could just get you to make a note on the docket sheet that he pled on the same day I was appointed.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Come over here.
Okay.
Please, on both.
Yes, sir.
You said Treadwell, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Page 15.
You were on bond for a DWI, and now you've picked up another DWI. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On October 23rd, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a major one-car vehicle accident in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness who observed the motor vehicle had left the scene but was still blocking a moving lane of traffic and had struck a school zone signpost. The officer also observed the defendant's motor vehicle had crashed in the direction moving against the flow of traffic, and the witness identified the defendant as the driver. EMS saw the defendant in the driver's seat of the crashed vehicle with her feet sticking out and the engine still running. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteady balance on the defendant's person, along with a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and general disorientation and slow responses. When asked about the accident, the defendant stated she may have fallen asleep but did not remember the crash occurring. The defendant admitted to drinking and consuming Adderall, and she said that she was the sole occupant and operator of the motor vehicle. The officers recovered 2 open alcoholic beverage containers from the passenger side floorboard.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Your Honor. And 4 unopened containers. Standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 8 out of 8, and 1 leg stand 3 out of 4. A blood warrant was drafted and executed.
And Judge, on the first DWI, the lab results came back as 0.286.
0.026.
0.206, because there's a big difference. Is it 0.26?
Yes, 0.286, yes, Judge, that's right. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is a very high blood test. Can you run an NCIC? I'd like to know what other kind of criminal history she has, number one. Number two, did we have her sign a no driving affidavit on the first one? Because if she did, I'm going to have a contempt hearing.
I don't see a no driving affidavit on file, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, her driver's license wasn't eligible though on the second DWI.
Probably because of the first and the ALR. Mr. Treadwell, I want you to be perfectly clear about something. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the citizens of Harris County. Every single day, someone dies because of a DWI in Harris County. And I will do everything in my power to protect my city. And if that means putting you in custody because you repeatedly flaunt our bond conditions, so be it. Now, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm taking you in. And now, if you do get out, you will have a strict curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I'm forbidding you from going within a car at all. You will now be signing an affidavit. And if I find that you drive, and I don't care what your reason is, I don't care if Jesus comes down and tells you he needs to ride to church, you get into a car and drive, I will have a contempt hearing. Every time you get into a car, it's up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. On one ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. On your other ankle, you're going to get a scram device, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. As it stands now, I'm revoking your bonds and I'm putting them both at $25,000. Do you understand? She goes with you.
All right, sit down.
Hey, Hugh. Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. I liked it. It looks good. I have Javier Galindo on docket. And if you remember the last time you took him in custody and wanted me to check with his sister, and I had a lengthy conversation with his sister. Everything's good. He can go live with her. She's a teacher, and then she's also getting her master's to become a principal now, and she's pretty
That's great.
Yeah. So he's in custody. I was going to see if we can get him on a PR bond.
I don't know, man. I don't,
I think last time you indicated that you'd let him out. That's why you wanted me to contact his sister and see if he had a place to go.
she will take him.
Yes.
How do we get him to stop using?
She told me that he's not, she has keeps pretty good tabs on
She
him.
can hold him.
Well,
If he's, can you bring out Mr. Gallendo, please?
and he really has, he's like a different person now from that.
He's clean.
Yes. And so,
Don must admit.
yeah,
You know?
I don't think so. Yeah, that was probably no fun.
Bill,
Yes, sir.
talk to me while we're waiting.
Mayor Gonzalez, his mom, dad, and sister are all here in
Okay.
person today.
I'm happy to talk to him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, we were talking about the bond. I know the court will do a PR bond, but I was gonna ask for a reduction.
Are you mom and dad and everyone? Is that you? Okay, let me talk to this gentleman and then we'll talk to you. Good morning, Mr. Gallendo. How are you? You look great. You sound good. You're coherent. You're not jittery like you were when you came here last time.
Oh, I know.
So Hugh wants me to let you out. Looks like you've got a place to stay with, Looks like you've got a place to stay with your sister. My only worry is that if we let you out, you're going to go back to doing right what you're doing, using. And I don't want that to happen. I know you're going to tell me no.
Oh, yes.
Right. You've told me that before, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. How do we get it to stop? Therein lies the rub. I don't want to keep you, but I know if I release you, you're going to go back to using and you're going to use grandma as
Oh,
the
no.
excuse.
That was just,
Perhaps it's another excuse. Perhaps it's
damn.
saw Bambi and you're upset at the movie. Did we have him T-Rast? What did it recommend?
SATF followed by anger management and defeat ratings.
That's what needs to happen. I think that with what you're using, the frequency of what you're using, the best course of action is a treatment facility. Because we let you out, you're going to end up killing yourself. And believe it or not, I really like you. I want you to persevere and I want you to become the great person that you can be, Javier. I think that that's probably the wisest choice, to get him into a treatment facility. I know that you want to get him out.
Yes, I'm just
Done
wondering.
this before.
Yes, but we're still, it's all pre-trial, so I don't know. I mean, is that something he can do pre-trial, or, can he do outpatient, or?
I can't pay for anything. The only way I can pay for everything is if he's in there. If I let him out, he doesn't have a job, doesn't have anything. He's going to be unable to pay for anything. So therein lies the excuse. Well, I can't get it done. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job. And then it spirals into the same thing. I don't know, Hugh. I don't. I think that the best course of action is to get you into a treatment facility, Mr. Gaid.
I'll stay with my sister. I don't drink over there. I don't do nothing. I'm staying with my sister. She's a teacher. She don't let me drink. She don't let me do nothing.
Yes, she,
As if you're going to listen to her.
Yes, of course I listen to her. She's all I have. I listen to whatever she says. I babysit her son.
It seems,
With him before,
I wasn't with her. I wasn't staying with her.
living.
Just being bad. I don't, and friends, whatever. We're friends.
Street,
Yeah. But I'm with my sister now.
she seems like she has a pretty tight grip on him.
She
From
does.
speaking with her.
You could get her number.
discovery's outstanding.
Your Honor, it looks like everything's uploaded and shared with the defense.
And we can set the case for trial. There's a felony that's attached to this, but I'm okay with setting it for a trial date.
I am too.
Okay.
That way, if it goes, if it goes well for him, he's out. If it doesn't, I know what I'm gonna do, which is what I think needs to happen regardless. Because if we let him loose on the street, he's just gonna use. And we've done this game before. I've let him out before and he goes right back to using.
He's only bond forfeited once in your court.
I always say.
And I know one time's too many, but I know that it's not like he's been a recurring issue. This is the only time that he's had an issue with this, with the drug testing.
Thank you. Let me think about that.
All right, Mr. Goodman, come on, back this way.
Okay, you speak English?
Yes.
Come up. They can all come up.
Yeah, all y'all.
They can all come up. The more the merrier. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I wish it were under better circumstances. And I'm sorry that you guys are having to come here and deal with this, but better now than 6 feet under in a pine box, right? We've had a lot of issues with him. And I think that, I don't know, I guess you realize and the spiel that I give to everybody is that you watch the news, which I hope you do, every day someone dies in Harris County from a DWI. Every single day. We in Harris County lead the
Hold all conversations.
we lead the nation in DWI fatalities because it happens so much. Is it because we have 4 million people here? I don't know. Is it because Harris County is 3 hours from one side to the other? I don't know. But that's what it is. And it's disgusting. And what scares me with him is he has 3 open DWIs in 3 different counties. That is extremely scary. And we're lucky that no one has been injured. A life has not been taken because it could have gone so much worse. The reason that it's taking as long as it is because he does not have, I'm presuming he doesn't have a lawyer in Nueces, right?
This time, that's correct, Your Honor.
If you guys are able to get a lawyer for him down there, hopefully that can speed up the process to get everything working. Because here in Harris County, we have so many cases, we have so many people in custody that we move it like crazy. We're very, very fast. We're a fast-moving criminal justice system here. Fort Bend is building their way up to being as big as we are. So they're a little bit slower, but in the other counties, in like Brazos and Nueces, Corsicana, and they do things a lot slower. So if you pick up a case, you may not go to court for 6 to 8 months, and then you start dealing with it. It looks like that's what's happening over there.
Did let the family know that even though they don't have a court date yet in Nueces, getting a lawyer down there, they can talk to the DA and they can start working on the case and talking to myself and the Fort Bend lawyer, trying to get a global deal done prior to any court date even being scheduled. Because the case is open and pending. It's there. So that's where we are for now. But I think the bond in Harris County is the only thing keeping him from going home to his family. And so we're trying to figure out a way to see if the court would allow him to post maybe a lower amount for bond?
It scares me to let him out. It scares me to let him out. He's repeatedly shown us that he refuses to comply with bond conditions. If I let him out, what's going to happen? Is he going to pick up a fourth? Well, I know you're going to say no, but history tells us otherwise.
Understand, but I see where you're going with that. But my son is 21-year-old kid. He's still a kid to me. And he messed up 3 times. Yes, he did. But he's ready to come out and do right with society and do the way he's supposed to. He's gonna come out, he's gonna live with me. He was out there living in Corpus because he turned into a welder. And I never agreed with that, with him. I told him, I said, I don't like that for you. I'm a roofing contractor. He's gonna be living under my home. And he's gonna be staying with me. And I will be giving him a ride to wherever I need to take him to get his stuff straight. That's what I have, and that's what I want from him, and I know that's what he wants too. He's not a bad kid like that. He's not like what we're writing him off to be. And I see your position, and because you're telling me about, all these fatalities and stuff, but that's not my son. Twice he was caught. He was parked. 150 times I tell you at AA that you're probably gonna kill somebody. Of those 150 chances, he's got 2. He decided to stop and pull over and he didn't crash with anybody. Yes, he got caught 3 times, but he's ready to not ever drink again.
How many times has he not been caught?
He's young. He hadn't been drinking. He hadn't been drinking until 21, because he left and he was living on his own. He was living on my house. He didn't want to be here at my house anymore because he went out there to work. But him being a young kid, lost his girlfriend. That we had a cousin of his committed suicide, so he had a lot of stuff going on in his head. But now this is real to him, and he's learned his lesson. He's ready to be out here, and he needs to come out here and start working. He's gonna work for me, and he's gonna make money to pay for all this mess that he got himself into. Right now, we're paying the price. He's in there.
Why are you paying the price?
Well, we're paying the price for him because he's my son. And I'll give whatever I have to get him out of there.
Sorry, I really am.
He is not like I don't want to, he's not like all these other people, man. I'm sorry, my kid's not like that. He's not a drug addict. He doesn't abuse anything else. He messed up with the alcohol, being too young and not knowing what to do.
How do you know? How do you know?
I just know it. Know my son.
Hey,
he was living with me for a long time. That's how I know him.
And I understand and I respect it. Looking through the eyes of a father, I get this a lot. But when you have 3 DWIs in 3 different counties, judges have told you repeatedly what you can and what you can't do, and you repeatedly flaunt that and just don't. And you have shown us repeatedly you're going to do whatever you want to do, regardless of what a judge tells you. And I know that that's not what you want to hear, and I'm sorry, because I don't like to keep people in jail, but my only concern is public safety, And I know that you don't like to hear it, and it pains me to do it as a father myself as well. But I don't know how else to get him to realize that when you don't abide by court orders, this is what happens. And
Judge, you read people, you see people, you've seen my son. See him, and I'm telling you, he's not going to do this again. We want him out here so he can start working. He can work for me, and he start paying for his stuff. He does nothing. He does no good to anyone in there. I mean, he does no good to anyone in there.
But it does, though. Protects the public. What I'd like to do is, we've had him TRAS, right? Okay. So what we do is I have clinicians on staff who evaluate him and tell us what the proper course of action is. We've had our clinicians evaluate him, and
Substance abuse treatment facility followed by sober.
what that is that it's a treatment facility that's kind of like a long-term rehab type facility where it teaches him how to deal with the issues, cope, and not use alcohol as a way to cope as a coping mechanism. After he does that rehab, we have him going into sober court, which is a long-term, an 18-month program that supervises him by one of the actual judges here that keeps him under their wing and meets with them on 2 times a month, where he would come to court, meet with them to ensure that he's on the straight and narrow. While he's with me now, I can pay for it. If he's on the outside, I can't pay for anything.
That program with other.
Right, and unfortunately, we want to do that, but I can't do anything until those other 2 cases are resolved. The idea what Will had was you've got a lawyer in Fort Bend, you have to get a lawyer in Nueces. Once you do that, we can work together all as one unit to resolve all the cases at once. And then we get them into this program. And hopefully the other counties will see it, that this is what we want to do. We've got a long-term solution to help him keep sobriety. And it's okay.
Does that mean that he has to be incarcerated during the entire?
It's an inpatient treatment facility, correct?
He would go from custody and jail here straight to the treatment facility. So he wouldn't be incarcerated, but he would not be released in between. He would go straight to the.
It's not too terribly long. It's around a 6-month program, 6 to 8, 6 if you respond well. And after that, we let them out, and it's an aftercare program where he meets with us. He literally meets with the judge 2 times a month to ensure that he's on he's doing well. And if he does well, he gets rewarded throughout the program. They help him get his license back, help him job searches. So it's a really rewarding program. And the idea is to get him to recognize this at a young, early age now, before it spirals out of control at a later date, or either that or before you do some catastrophic damage where you're now ending up with a 40 or 50-year sentence. That's the goal.
The treatment facility is called SATF, SATF. It's an acronym.
It's Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, SATF.
But
we can't until Nueces is on board as well.
I'll talk with the family more, Judge.
You want to use all this money to get him out of jail. He needs a lawyer over there. The money, instead of getting him out, probably be better spent with a lawyer in Nueces, so that we can work all together to find a great resolution. Not just getting him out and hope he does well. We have the tools, and I can pay for everything for you. It's a $30,000 program that I'm willing to pay for you. Not to mention aftercare, which is probably another $15,000. So we are footing the bill for everything. But I can't do that if he's on the outside.
Hey, look.
Okay. I know that it's not the answer that you want to hear, but it may be a blessing in disguise. Work with me. I want what's best for your son. We're not here just to throw away the key. We don't want to do that. We want to help him. Sometimes it's better in the long term to sit in there, get him in the facility, than to just put him out and throw him out there in the wolves and hopes that he does well. Okay.
I'll talk to him further. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Anna. Okay, so we've got Rico Romero.
Okay.
Yo ahora voy a traducir con español, todo español, ¿ok? Todo en español, ¿ok? Entonces todo español.
Okay, gracias.
And then Idelce.
Sí. Stay. Yes.
Yes. Sí, señor.
Order in the court for the pleas.
Both of you gentlemen are charged with driving while intoxicated cases.
Claro, los dos.
Both of you guys have worked out agreements.
Llegaron a un acuerdo con el Estado.
Cases will now reflect as convictions on your
Y
record.
que pasar en su récord.
Mr. Idelce, you need to understand that this is a
Entender.
DWI second offense.
Una vez que usted
If you ever get pulled over and you have the faintest smell of alcohol or dope on your breath,
su aliento,
what is going to happen to you?
¿qué va a pasar con usted? I want to be deported because I don't have papers.
That's one of the things, perhaps, yes.
Eso que le puede pasar, sí.
But first, you're looking at a prison sentence of a minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 10 years.
Pasa por un mínimo de 2 años.
From now on, if you pick up another DWI, you will not be with me. You will end up in felony court,
Estar en felonía ahí arriba, un
a
delito
very
mayor.
lengthy.
I want to tell you, I'm sorry that I'm sorry.
Sorries don't matter to me.
Perdón.
What matters is that it doesn't happen again. And I'm just warning you that if it does,
Si vuelve a
you will
hacerlo,
now be in felony court. So if I were you, even if you have a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car
cuidar con la-
because you're taking a humongous risk.
con la cosa de
The
arriba.
same applies to you, Mr. Rico Romero. You now have this DWI going on your record as well. If you ever get into a car and smell like alcohol or dope, likewise, you will end up going back to jail. He has 2 FSRAs upstairs. What's going on with that? 5 years? 2 years? Are they second degrees?
No, the charges like the hybrids, 2 to 5. It wasn't
Oh,
serious.
it's a hybrid one.
That's why I feel comfortable doing this. I mean, it's the minimum.
If you're going to get into a car and maim and destroy other people, please don't. You have a DWI, you've got 2 failure to stop and render aids, where you've created a ton of damage. Don't. How is that fair? All we want are our streets to be safe.
Las calles que están seguras.
Your sentence is 3 days in jail with credit for the 4 days that you've done. You're giving up, both of you guys are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You could be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Now, you, Mr. Rico Romero, it looks like after these cases, you still have to deal with the felony cases. And then after that, it looks like you also have an immigration detainer as well.
Llama por papeles porque va a ir a la corte mayor. Y después de eso va a
How do
enfrentarse
you
a la
plead to
corte
the
de
offense of
inmigración.
driving while intoxicated guilty?
¿Cómo se declara culpable o no culpable? ¿Culpable o no culpable? Guilty.
Find you guilty. I'm going to suspend your driving privilege for 1 year.
Por un año.
Do not drive. And please, don't kill anyone. Mr. Idelce, you've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 365 days in jail
35 días en la cárcel,
to be probated for 18 months.
18 meses.
As part of the probation, you will do a repeat offender DWI education class.
Van a curso de
You will do 2 victim impact panels.
una clase.
No drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal. So if you are pulled over in a car, you must, and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must submit to a breath test. If you don't, you are in violation of this probation. You must also do 5 days in jail as a condition of this probation. This is to begin tomorrow.
Yes.
Mañana va a empezar a presentarse usted.
Do you want him to hear or report?
¿Dónde se va a reportar?
Okay. By 6 p.m. You must report by 6 p.m.
6 de la tarde.
to the 701 San Jacinto. If you fail to report,
Okay.
if you fail, sorry,
I will show it to him what to report.
we give him paperwork too, Mr.
Ahí le
No,
van a dar el
don't
documento
have to.
también.
But I want you to understand that if you are someone who is repeatedly late, they're not going to take you. And if they don't take you, the full range of punishment is available to you.
Bueno, si no lo toman ahí de nuevo, o algo, pues va a tener más problemas.
Sí, pero yo voy a estar a las 6 ahí.
I'm gonna be there at 6 p.m.
I would be there before.
Yo diría que estuviera.
A
Before.
las 4, sí, ok.
4 o'clock. I'll be there.
Ok, ok.
Okay.
How do you plead to the offense of
¿Te
driving?
declaras la ofensa de manera
Offense,
totalmente
guilty
intoxicado,
or
culpable
not
o no
guilty?
culpable? Guilty.
He also has a felony case, Mr. Newell. Is that
Y
when
tiene
they
una felonía,
Dismissed.
Sí, sí.
pero la felonía se lo quitaron.
Let me make one thing clear to you.
Eso es algo claro.
How old are you?
¿Qué edad tiene usted, señor?
45 años.
45.
You are not a spring chicken.
Es un niño, porque ya no es un niño.
You
Usted
don't look like you're in the best of shape. If you're doing that kind of dope, it's going to ravage your body and you'll likely end up dead.
eso, pues,
So 45-year-olds can't be using the dope that 18-year-olds do.
usando esa clase de drogas.
Get my drift?
¿Me entiendes?
Sí.
We don't want to see you in a pine box.
Pero usted se llama en una cara de...
What about the DPS fines and fees and surcharges, Mr. Newell?
Gracias.
Mr. Idelce, what do you do for a living?
Claro, usted, señor.
Trabajo medio tiempo a veces de construcción,
Construction, half-time.
de construcción y a veces tengo mi esposa que tengo que mantener.
And then I have to take care of my wife.
Ya,
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
de construcción, pero no trabajo mucho, medio tiempo.
Just give him a long payment plan.
$300 por semana.
Yeah, the six.
Solamente lo que le preguntan, nada más contesta.
Just have them do that. All right. We wish you the best of luck, gentlemen. I am suspending your license for a year.
Año
Do
tiene
not drive until you get a license, Mr. Idelce. And good luck to you, gentlemen. Oh, enhancements, I'm sorry. No more. Sorry. Mr. Idelce, is it true that you had a prior DWI in 22 in our court?
El 22 es cierto que usted tuvo otro DWI aquí en esta corte.
Sí,
Yes.
Is it true that you also had a .15 or
Cierto
above
que
in
usted
this
tenía-
case?
5 usted tenía como se llama de alcohol.
imagino que sí.
Yes, hay
Is
más.
it also true that you had an open
Cierto.
container in this case as well?
Se llama un contenedor abierto con el carro cuando lo pararon.
Contenedor como...
Como cerveza o algo
Had
abierto.
Oh, sí, 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 sí.
Yes. Yes.
Tell you now, Mr. Idelce, that you will be
Yes,
required to pay the DPS fines and fees and surcharges that are now $6,000 to pay. I will give you time to pay it, but if you don't pay it, a warrant will issue. And for every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail.
Dar tiempo de...
Do you understand?
¿Qué dice usted?
Pero no tengo
We will put you on a payment plan for 2 years and you will be required to pay it.
Dice que le van a dar plan de pago.
I will waive the court costs, but with the DPS fines, you're going to have to pay that.
Se llaman los costos de la corte, pero eso es una multa del Estado, de DPS.
ya.
Ahí le van a dar como se llama tiempo para pagar.
Hey, guys, good luck.
Todo, suerte.
DC.
Judge, may we get an order to get the device?
Well,
But you'll have to put on another
You don't
one
have
whenever
another
you
set?
leave.
no. I mean, he needs a device, though. He can't go without a device. Does he have a Guardian Interlock now or a portable device?
He has the portable one. He came to,
Let me make sure that he has it
he has it.
and that it's operational, Mr. Newell, and then if so, yeah.
He showed it to me now. Where is the machine? The portable
La
one.
máquina que tiene.
That's and it's operational?
Here.
¿Está trabajando?
Sí, está trabajando, ya.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Are we leaving his probation fees as well? or-
Yeah, because he's paying for the 6,000. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Thank you,
We're
Judge.
gonna waive the probation fees because he's doing that other one, which is probably like a. Okay, sure.
It's a time served on a trespass.
I don't know if I'm ready to just let him out. I don't, because I truly think that if I let him out, he's just gonna start using again. And that's what I don't want
This
to
is his
happen.
only time, this is his only mess up while he's out on bond now.
The only way that I would have is to have him come twice a week to test, so I know that he's not using, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you now, it's a How long do you think it's gonna take?
Yeah, yeah,
The only way that I can really know that if he's not using is to constantly test.
yeah. Even still back there.
He's gonna do that? You think he's gonna wanna do that? Come up here twice a week to try to test?
I don't think he wants to, but I think he will. But I haven't had never had any issues with him showing up. But I mean, so should I just get a trial setting, or should we?
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, and because it's a jail case, we'll do it as soon as you want.
Okay.
You know, I gotta give them at least 30 days so they can get all their motions and subpoenas out, but you know, we can get you already have a case December 3rd that we set, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set on the 3rd? Yeah, set up a trial on the 3rd, you said?
Sure.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I have a trial set that day as well, but.
It does.
I did.
Sent you a jail case that day.
Yes.
So I'm saying we could do the same thing.
Okay. Let's do that. Minutes.
Morning, Mr. Smart. Ay, ay, ay. What's going on with you, man?
I'm just tired. I'm supposed to be on medication.
Did they just pick you up?
Yes, sir.
You still coming down or what?
No, I've been here for a couple of months.
Here for a couple of weeks.
When did he get a, can you, when did he get?
It's been since 9/16.
Oh.
You've been in custody here since 9/16?
Yes.
Continuously?
No, I think.
I know, but it
Yeah.
keeps happening, Mr. Smart, and you keep picking up trespasses and you keep coming back here and or I'm sorry, you don't come back here. This is now our 4th trespass case and you never come back. The days of catch and release are over. Do you understand? And I am now, any more cases that you pick up with me, we will now be working on getting you treatment so that it stops happening. Where are you living?
With the friends.
Who's in your life right now?
My sister, my mom.
I've been speaking with his father, but they live up in Fort Worth.
Why aren't you living with them?
Me and my dad don't see eye to eye sometimes.
Can I take a guess why?
I'm not trying to lie. Easy.
Mr. Smart, you have now, for the past 3 years, have been in and out of custody. And before you know it, 15 years are going to pass and you're going to look like that little Quasimodo dude on the side of the road begging for money because they've got no job, no prospects, but only addiction issues, never willing to take care of it. Toothless. Is that what you want? How long has he been in custody?
Since September 13th.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I think that we need to have Mr. Smart TRAS to see what the problem is, why it continues to happen, and so it stops. We're working on since 22, early 22, burglary of a building, trespass, assault, trespass. And now I'm not doing this anymore with you, Mr. Smart. I'm not going to do this. So we will have you evaluated. I want you to talk to my clinicians to find out what's going on with your life to see what we can do to help you out, to get you out of this rut. before you kill yourself or worse. No more. Do you understand? We will do it expedited, so it's not going to sit here and languish. So today's Thursday? Hopefully we can get the TRAS done tomorrow.
Okay.
We can come back maybe Tuesday, Wednesday and figure out what they say, where the proper course of action is.
Sure.
Mr. Smart.
Okay.
Please be honest to the people that we have you talk to. If I get a report back and it tells me that you're all rainbows and gumdrops and there's no issues, I'm going to send you right back to do it again. Do you understand? Be honest, because we want to help you. That's the only way that we can. Okay? See you on Tuesday or Wednesday. Thanks, you.
Unfortunately, we're skipping you real quick. Go ahead. Come step all the way up. This is Mr. Goodman for a waiver, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Goodman.
If you could sign
Okay.
your arms this way.
Yeah. Yes. That's not that.
All right, Mr. Goodman, it looks like you were wanted out of the state of North Carolina for a violation of probation. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? Okay, unfortunately, it looks like you've not paid bond on the felony case, so it's kind of told until that case works out. At that point, that's when the clock starts ticking. And then North Carolina has 14 days to come get you.
That's when it starts.
You can't bond out. Okay. If you make bond on the felony case, then the 14 days starts running. Correct. Yes. Okay. All right.
Today's
Good luck.
docket gave us one of the most emotionally painful moments you will ever witness in an American courtroom. A father standing before a judge, his voice breaking, saying, "He's not like all these other people. He's my son, and I know him." His son is 21 years old with 3 open DWI cases in 3 different counties, and a judge who looked that father in the eye with genuine compassion and said, "I get it. I'm a father too." But my only concern is public safety. Under the 8th Amendment, the Constitution protects against excessive bail, and our courts have long recognized that family support is one of the strongest predictors of whether a defendant will succeed on bond. But here is the question that today's docket puts directly before your senior audience, an audience that has raised children, buried loved ones to drunk drivers, and understands both sides of that courtroom better than most. When a young man has been given repeated chances by multiple judges in multiple counties, repeatedly flouted every bond condition, and yet his father stands there with tears in his eyes swearing this time is different, where does a judge's constitutional duty to protect the public end, and where does the constitutional presumption of liberty and the power of a parent's love begin?
I have a pet lizard named George. You ready?
Yes, Judge.
Let's roll, nerds.
All right. First, we have on page 2.
Yeah.
Do it. Sure I'm ready. Come on up, please. Page 2.
Judge, you ready on that one? Yeah, blew it. Good morning, Miss Blewett. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On March 31st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to an assault and progress call. The officer met with complaining witness 1, who stated that he, the defendant, and the other complaining witness were in a polyamorous relationship. The first complaining witness stated that the defendant had sent numerous texts and calls and showed up unannounced at the residence. The first complaining witness stated the defendant had struck him in the face while the defendant had a phone causing pain and a tooth to become loose. The second complainant witness stated the defendant arrived at the residence, and while complainant witness one was trying to calm down the situation, the defendant struck complainant witness one in the face, and in the process of breaking the fight, the second complainant witness was struck on the shoulder, causing pain.
But we only have the assault on the gentleman, correct?
But the assault's only on the, I'm sorry,
The gentleman,
I believe so,
you
yeah.
only got one count.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Blewett, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you, there's a protective order that has been issued in this case. You need to get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and probably will file additional charges against you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. If you violate this, I will revoke the bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you, man. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Court appointed lawyer, court appointed.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, I can have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see if you qualify. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have in the bank, how much money you work, and I'll take a look if you qualify. I'll have you sign a receipt. Victoria, Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application, and I'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond condition. Bond conditions. Can you file me to contact my weapons, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Delaney. Sir, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 31st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer responded to a trespass at a gas station known for being a drug trafficking hotspot. Law enforcement officers witnessed surveillance footage of the defendant making multiple hand-to-hand transactions and throw something in his vehicle when the law enforcement officers originally approached the gas station. The law enforcement officers detained the defendant and approached the vehicle and witnessed 2 sacks of marijuana on the passenger floorboard area in plain view. A probable cause search was carried out, and the officers identified the 2 sacks on the passenger floorboard as marijuana. The total weight of marijuana was 76.37 grams.
Okay. Mr. Delaney, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you not to go back to this gas station. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you now not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Good.
No more slinging. Do you understand? What do you do with yourself these days? Do you have a full-time job?
I'm doing application right now. I have an interview tomorrow.
Good. I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see that you have a full-time job. Do you understand? If you come back and you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. And I'm telling you, I'm going to drug test you within the next 50 days. If I find that you continue to use, it's not going to go well for you. You understand? All right. Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay, Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt, Victoria. You will then meet with Fleischer for your bond conditions. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
It's on page 15.
Yeah, okay. You're, Mr. Phillips, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, on September 1st, 2023, a law enforcement officer responded to failure to stop and give information call in Harris County, Texas. The law enforcement officer made contact with the complaining witness, who stated that she was pulling into a parking lot of a corner food store and observed the defendant's vehicle reverse into her direction quickly. The vehicle then rammed into the rear driver's side of the complaining witness's motor vehicle. The defendant's vehicle then quickly shifted into drive and fled the parking lot. The complaining witness took a photo of the rear of the defendant's motor vehicle after the accident and provided the license plate to the law enforcement officer. Law enforcement officer found the motor vehicle registered to an address less than a mile away and traveled to that address and made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he was at the food store with bursting out of the parking lot and struck the complaining witness. The defendant stated he fled without providing information because he did not have a driver's license. The defendant was identified with his Texas ID.
So Can you run his license, please, just to make sure?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just not showing a driver's license numbers, so I'm not sure if he is part of the license since then, but we don't have it in our system.
If you do not have a license, do not drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care that you have to go to work. I don't care that a baby needs to go to the hospital. I don't care there's a burning building and you need to save 50 kittens. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is the promise that you're going to make, that you're not going to drive. You cannot justify getting into a car for any reason. And if you do, you can be facing an additional 6 months in jail on a contempt charge. Every time you drive, it's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? What do you do with yourself these days, Mr. Phillips?
I work and take care of my little sisters. My dad had recently passed away.
You have a full-time job?
Yes, sir.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need you to qualify. I need you to fill out an application. I'll take a look to see if you qualify. I need to know everything about you. Do not drive, Mr. Phillips. If you want to drive, go get a license, get insurance, show me that you have these, and then we can talk. But until that point, don't do it. There's going to be HE double hockey sticks to pay if you do. You understand? All right, come on. Correct.
Charges, yes.
No contact with complaining witness and then no weapons. Vic, what's the last name on the gentleman?
Wilkins, page 21.
You're Christopher Wilkins.
Yes, sir.
Wilkins, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On May 20th, 2024, officers were dispatched to the address of defendant's stepfather. The complainant was stated he confronted his son about missing items. The complainant was told the defendant to get ready for rehab. The complainant was noticed his jazz bass guitar was missing and observed his neighbor's cameras, which showed his son to leave the house. The total value of that guitar was $480. That was all I have on this one, Your Honor.
Do we know he did it?
Your Honor, it stated that there was.
So dad is saying there are several items missing from the house.
Yes, Your Honor, including a guitar.
A bass guitar.
Bass guitar.
Anything else?
Yes.
Does dad call the cops on his own son?
Oh, Your Honor, it was.
Stop.
Oh, my fault.
Stop. Don't say a word. Are you losing? So why talk?
I'm not sure how the police were contacted here, Your Honor. It just says that they met and spoke with the complaining witness.
Another report written like it's just going through a drive-through.
So, Your Honor, the only thing I would say is, she's facing the Vims. The defendant had initially declined any of the allegations, but later told his mother that one of the items that was stolen, which was a bicycle, was later stolen from the defendant when he left it at his store.
But here he's charged with a bass guitar. What the? Have a pet lizard named George. Really? Mr. Wilkins, I'm going to find that there's no probable cause to go forward in your case. This life is a very short life. And when you start racking up convictions, it really hoses you. It's really hard enough as it is as a black man in today's society. And when you start racking up convictions, especially theft convictions where you branded a thief, do you think it helps? No, it doesn't. Get into school, get some knowledge, get a degree, find something to do, and make a lot of money. That's what life's about. Not ending up in court with a theft charge. You know what I mean? If you have a drug problem, address it before it becomes a real issue and it takes a hold and grabs you by the boo-boo. You know what I mean? Plenty of people in there. We don't need any more. Please.
That was the last.
SHAFI?
Yes. Is she here?
Okay.
Motion a reset, but I think the case is older than 150 days old.
Yeah, where are we headed?
We're waiting on the RIP call and the 911 call. I believe the state has sent an escalated request.
Yeah, we've requested the 911 call twice, Your Honor. I'm not sure why it's not in yet. I would just request if we could just have one more sentence while I try and reach out and hound somebody to get the 911 in. It is.
Subpoena them to come to court. That's what I would do, you know, so give them 10 days, subpoena them to come to court. And then if they provide it to you, then great. If not, then, you know, but if they can't get you just the 911, then that's as simple as possible. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So a 10-day discovery hearing. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
How
Hi, Mr. Ayala. How are you? What's new?
I've got Serato on your docket, copy for the, like you see.
Thanks. You too. What's new?
Is discovery complete?
She's got a bond violation. She failed to show up to a drug screen. She was at work. She did test yesterday. She tested negative.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is she here now?
She is here.
I'm bringing her.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Come up, ma'am.
And I'm gonna reach out to this man in the message.
Sure.
Oh, so we can go this up. Yeah.
I'm glad that you tested negative. Good job. Don't miss again, please. Okay, if it happens again, I'm gonna issue a warrant, okay? All right, good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.
Morning, Mr. Shelby. Morning. So your lawyer was here before I got here and he had to leave to go to a funeral. So I wasn't able at that time to do conditions, but I want to put bond conditions on you because you now stand charged with a driving while intoxicated second offense. You're also charged with evading arrest in a motor vehicle, which that one is a third-degree felony. You're facing up to a minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Into Texas in the TVCJ. So can you please give us, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On April 3rd, 2025 in Harris County, Texas, an officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling 117 miles an hour using a rear antenna radar. The officer observed the defendant weave between vehicles in an unsafe manner and a traffic stop was attempted. The defendant passed an available exit with no indication of stopping and ran a red light. After a 20-minute chase, officers stopped the defendant's vehicle using a pit maneuver. The officers moved the scene to a parking lot, and upon contact with the defendant, the officer noticed glossy eyes and bloodshot eyes with an odor of alcoholic beverage. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license, and standardized field sobriety tests were conducted. The officers witnessed 4 to 6 clues on the HGN, failed to keep balance on the walk and turn. The defendant refused the one-leg stand. The officer is a drug recognition expert and observed signs of drug intoxication. The IC was read and the defendant refused. The blood warrant was executed and blood was collected.
Can you run his license, please? See his license.
Yeah. He doesn't know. So
At 117 miles an hour, Mr. Shelby, I am now taking away your privilege to drive. I'm appointing you, Mr. Pruitt, here in the interest of justice now because your lawyer's gone to a funeral. But I'm putting these bond conditions on you now. And I want you to know that I will do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are not allowed to drive
Yes.
at all. You will be signing an affidavit. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. And if I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming. You will be tested for drugs and alcohol. If I find that you're using, likewise, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, now is the time to address it. Because if you don't, and I see that it becomes a problem while you're on bond, I will address it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I am now sending notice to DPS that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. Every officer in this state will know that if you're pulled over and you don't have an interlock on whatever car you're driving, they will arrest you and put you in jail. And that is a violation of your bond condition here. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. As it stands now, I'm taking away your privilege to drive, so you're not allowed to drive. You will get a device on your ankle so that we know that you're not consuming.
No, sir.
So he's not required to get the interlock unless you rescind that order for him not to drive?
Correct. You will get a STRAM device within 3 days. Within 3 days of your release, you will be required to get a STRAM device. And if you fail to do it, then your bond is going to be revoked. As it stands now, you haven't made bond on the DWI in your felony case. That's why you're still being held now.
That's a scram device.
It's a device that goes on your ankle so that we detect through perspiration whether you are consuming. All right. I just wanted to bring you out to give you notice of the condition that we're placing forth on you now. All right? Okay. All right. So we need him to sign this and then sign with Felicia and then.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Carl. I appreciate it.
We had a couple I was going to ask you about if we could review PC on Jeremy Miller.
Always. You said Miller?
Miller, Jeremy Miller.
Jail or bond?
On bond, waived.
Say it again?
He's waived today, but on.
Okay. So it's a terroristic threat, 156 days. It's an old
I know,
case.
Your Honor, we've been trying to get in touch with the complainant. But I'll read PC, Your Honor. On November 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to 1504 Bench Loop for a terrorist threat call. Upon arrival, officers met with the complainant, who advised she's employed at Bentown Hospital as a registered nurse. Complainant advised that she was attempting to administer an IV needle in the arm of the defendant when the defendant stated, quote, "Bitch, take the needle out or I will kill you." Complainant said she took her life.
I mean, why?
So I would argue it's a conditional statement, Judge. It's take the needle out or this will happen. I think based on that, it's not an imminent threat, but it's a conditional. If you do this, I will do this. So I don't think it meets the statute for probable cause.
I mean, Your Honor, I would argue that, threatening to kill her in a hospital.
I mean, can that possibly be the law? So anybody can ever, there's a condition, then it's never a terroristic threat?
I would need to look at the case law.
That would be.
I know there's someone with agreements.
Let me pull up the statute. Hold on. Let's see.
But I know that the way it's charged, Your Honor, is imminent serious bodily or death.
A person commits an offense if he threatens to commit any offense involving violence to any person or property with intent to cause a reaction of any type to his threat, place any person in fear of imminent serious bodily injury. I mean, it doesn't say if it's conditioned that, because the statement is he's saying, I'm gonna what?
I said, quote, bitch, take the needle out or I'll kill you.
I mean, show me some kind of case law that says that a condition kills it, and then I'm with you. But I mean, there's obviously it's a threat,
I can look at
and the needle's in his arm at the time, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, if you show me that a conditional statement it's no good, then I'm with you.
And then I also wanted to ask you about Todd Wallace. That's
I remember
Judge
Mr. Wallace. How's he doing?
So Judge, I've not been able to have contact with him. I went by yesterday in person, trying to reach him, and just have not been able to
Said
reach him.
it today because you couldn't get in contact with him, right? Okay. So I guess we'll look it.
And I spoke with Chief. He's essentially leaving the offer on the table of just an apology letter and a dismissal if he does end up back in custody. So
I'll
he
leave
made a note of that.
I'll leave the first setting to your honor if he does come back.
Did you put that in the notes?
I already put it in there,
He
your
put a
honor.
specific note for
I'm
us.
gonna revoke it now just because you have no contact. If he should show up, then we'll talk.
The exact note I have here on the show. The defendant is going to bond forfeit. When he comes back into custody, I will keep the apology letter offer open for 1 second.
Yeah, we just don't know what circumstances are going on.
Yeah, I understand.
So, I'll do 1501. Or, sorry, 2501. Hey, so 2501 on Wallace. And I'm not gonna do a BO. Hey, what's up? I like your MSU stuff. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Red.
Back on Zelaya, I don't see him in here. Thought I did. Let me double check.
That works.
Did you roll?
$826. Do you have a?
No, he didn't have any his number.
Like physical address?
Yeah. All straight.
911
They did a great job of this.
Lakes.
So, Greg, 5002. I'm just gonna revoke.
Yeah, I
it.
figured. So he shows up again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually get him. Yeah. And at that point, we'll do exactly what we were doing before. We'll do it now.
Hopefully he doesn't pick up a new case in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Judge, I did find out too, they will pick up on Saturdays. I'm going to say that yesterday.
Should have done it. Greg, stay on. Will you stay on? Since you know about everything?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's, my concern is say I'm not here for the day. He pops up, but
If he pops up, we can always Zoom. I'll call you. We can always
Fine.
do it through
Yeah.
phone.
I can also get someone to fill in if I'm not here on that day. All right.
Sorry, excuse me.
Judge, may I approach?
Hey, Joe.
Good morning, Judge. We got Mr. Aiden Alexis Martinez, Judge. This is one that we've submitted a mitigation packet to Chief Geis, and we're waiting for a response. So I think we're at the,
Is it under Martinez?
yes, sir.
Got it. Okay. Is everything, they got everything?
Let me make sure real quick, Judge, and I'll see.
Yeah, we emailed the application, the non-driving affidavit, and our mitigation packet.
So assuming everything they got, we'll set you off a week to get everything.
Okay.
And then do the approval or denial. If there's nothing, if has not been approved or denied, I'll waive it.
Okay.
And then I'll get on top of them. If it's approved, have they done a T-Res yet?
No, because we're waiting for a
Okay,
response.
so if it's approved, you got to be here to do a T-Res. Denied, same thing to do something, otherwise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Judge.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
What happened with upstairs?
We're gonna go on a 15 months deferred down here. And it's gonna get resolved.
They're gonna dismiss that one in exchange for this one?
And
And the weed? Got it. Okay. There's not many times that you're gonna be afforded this kind of deal where they're going to dismiss a felony in exchange for a plea on a misdemeanor. So I would be very, very careful. If all this stems from self-control or usage of dope or alcohol, I mean, really, there's some people when they drink, They become the life of the party. They're happy, they're fun to be with, they crack jokes. And then there's some people that turn into the devil incarnate. If that's you, then this should be a wake-up call. If it's not, what's it gonna take, 25? You're charged with two very serious offenses. You have the assault down here, you've got the assault upstairs. They're going to dismiss that felony assault in exchange for this one. You're entering into a very serious probation where it's a 15-month deferred. This is a type of agreement where if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, but it's not dismissed. If you complete it, there's no conviction, but you can't tell people it was dismissed. It's not dismissed. Just you complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction on your record. You need to understand that there's still an affirmative finding of family violence. You pick up another one of these, you're looking at a third-degree felony, another 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Do you understand? You can also never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this plea bargain agreement as well. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? You give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement saying, look, I'm going to make it, and if I don't, you can put me in jail for an entire year. That's the agreement that you're entering into now. So for you to complete this successfully, you must do a batter's intervention prevention program. This is a tough one. This is a class that you have to attend once a week for 18 weeks. If you miss it, they're going to kick you out of the program. If you get kicked out, we issue a warrant for your arrest. We'll have a hearing here to see if you violated. No drugs, no alcohol. You will be tested like crazy to ensure that you're not using. You must also do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them as well. 20 hours of community service, $100 one-time donation to the family violence provider, no threatening or harassing abusive contact with Mr. Cockrell. Do you have children? I think that in lieu of community service, I would like to do a parenting class. And if she does a parenting class, then I'll waive the community service. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you're stuck with this until you complete it successfully or it gets revoked. Do you understand? I like to reward people. I like to encourage people to do well. And what I normally do is if you do well in this agreement, if you don't test positive for dope or alcohol, you get all your classes done and you're nice to everybody, I'll take you off in half the time.
Okay.
So you can be done in half the time. If most, just be nice. Don't pick up any new cases and don't use. You understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of assault of a family member? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty now, Miss Loyola. I'm going to wait essentially for 15 months to see if you're able to comply with this. As part of this agreement, the possession of marijuana will be dismissed and your other case upstairs will also be dismissed as well. Do you work, ma'am? Do you get child support for the children or? Okay, cut her fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. I care about you doing what you say you're going to do and showing up and doing it on time. The worst possible thing you can do is either pick up a new case or abscond. You just take off. That's an instant warrant in this case. You understand? So if you ever have any problems, come back. We can always work through it. We can talk about it, but just doing nothing and taking off, it's the worst thing that can possibly happen. All right, so I'll follow the agreement, send it to everything. Good luck to you, man.
I got you. We're still waiting for the paperwork, Judge. But I did want to talk to you about Miss Free. Let me ask Richard real quick, because we're just waiting for the Miss Free. We're just waiting for the PTI.
What are we doing with this Miss Free?
Yeah, we're waiting for them to give us the PTI contracts. She's turned in her application and all that. I just forgot to ask Richard real quick.
State, is Miss Free, is she approved for the PTI program?
She should be, Judge. She's like a .1, she's like a. She's a .13, no crash. We've already turned in the application.
Still pending approval, Your Honor. There's no crash, no.
It's just a .13, just, you know, I mean, it should be a pretty standard PTI case.
If I could just have a moment to talk to Chief, Your Honor, and I'll.
Well, we probably need to reset anyway for them to get everything ready.
I know, but at least we can get the approval so they can get you the contract.
It should be. No worries. I mean.
Still not.
Still.
Are we on today?
We're not, Judge, but we just waiting to let that felony court when they come by and kind of give you an update.
What's the word, Thunderbird?
Deal was still approached the judge and he was not there.
Do what?
Judge wasn't on the
Judge
bench.
Morton was off the bench.
He was off the bench, so,
You just reset it?
we got it reset, Judge. We are still waiting on, a couple things.
I'm just digging into whatever else I can still find, Judge. Lyft gave me some basic account records, so I wrote a search warrant to get the entirety of whatever records they have. And trying to see if I can get some call logs or historical data from his client's phone. My division chief just got out of a week-long trial, week and a half with the DA, so I know he wants to
Is
come
that the one
down.
that was yesterday?
Yeah. And I've obviously been sitting in that one too for the last week, so we're hoping to.
How long do you want to reset it?
We're set, I think, on Monday.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
We're set on
The
Monday
felony,
in
yeah.
here. We just figured since we were here.
No, you might as well. There's no sense in wasting time. So yeah, whatever, what did you date? Did you get something upstairs?
We got a date, it's June 10th.
10th?
Okay, I guess set it for the same day. Are you gonna have everything by then? Promise?
Yes.
Cross your eye? Hope none.
Eye, heart,
A needle in your
whatever.
eye?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Take care.
It's not budget, it's tomorrow.
Hey, Judge, Aviles,
Page one.
Okay.
just waiting on DPS to send their evidence over.
It's 150 days, you don't have anything? What?
No, we have evidence we needed from DPS, so we sent it over and it hasn't been released. So,
Can you tell me the name one more time?
Aviles?
Sorry.
So that,
I have
so
a
usually what
problem.
happens is that you sign that document, the standing order, we send it over to them, and then when it's available, they release it to DPS, to the DAs.
Sure. But if you've sent it over a while ago and they still haven't given it, I'm gonna have a problem with that. You sent it in December. We're now 4 freaking months later and you still don't have it? That's unacceptable. So I'll set it for a 10-day discovery hearing, and if they don't have it, it doesn't get used. It's unacceptable to wait for 4 months for evidence. So no. So,
Yeah, it probably is delayed, 'cause it's on the.
I just released it to you.
Oh, I have it. So then we just need a regular reset then, Judge.
I'll give you a regular reset. Do you have an offer? Have you given them an offer?
Your office, your honor.
So at the next setting, you gotta let us know what you wanna do. By then, it'll be 180. Okay?
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay, have fun.
Thank
Hey, John.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna let you do it.
Yeah, like,
Really?
don't go. Given a choice, just don't go.
What? I think so.
So I'm live streaming, you don't. Just,
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm open about my distrust and hatred for the 19th floor, which has been mitigated by the election of DeToto. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say hi.
yeah, so she just got out of that big trial, huh? Man.
Yeah, I think she was trying something. All I see on
Was that
Facebook
in
is
talks,
her
man?
weddings.
Hmm?
She's done like 15 weddings or something since she took the bench.
Already?
Yeah, how many weddings do you do?
I've never done one.
So how does she do all these weddings? I know as a JP,
You get paid for it too?
so in JP court,
I know JP's making.
it's a good
like,
side hustle. As a district
Under
court,
GER, like, just crazy money for weddings.
yeah, a district court, or county court, I don't know. Yeah. I've got an off docket thing, Judge, you asked me to approach on. Okay.
Just do this.
Okay, you want to-
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just give me 2 seconds. Let me get them out.
You're fine.
Coming up, sir.
That's fine.
Good morning, Mr. Pack. You sure you want to do this?
Judge, we talked about probation, we talked about, the
You
different
have no
choices he
convictions.
has.
You have no as far as I see, I don't, no convictions. Now, after today, you're gonna end up with a conviction on your record. From now on, you're looking at 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up, you know?
Yeah, the choice is, you know, you can get the defer, you can get the probation that we talked about, but you decided to do the time.
When you plead guilty to something, it goes on your record and it stays there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. And it will affect you when you try to get a job, you try to buy a house, try to get a car, a loan for something, try to get an apartment. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're old enough to know that.
I was lost when you was like 90 days at the.
No,
I was lost because.
No, what I'm saying, you pick up anything else in the future, from now on, it's a minimum of 90 days if you take this deal. Because they can enhance your punishment to a minimum of 90 days in the future.
You're not getting that as a time served deal. The judge
I'm
just
served
want-
here, but what I'm saying is, you don't want to defer to try to keep it off? You just,
Sir, if you look at the computer, I've been to TDCJ before. It don't matter. It don't matter.
That's,
I'm just gonna
that's
be
not
honest
necessary.
with you. It don't
I
matter.
don't see, I only get access to Harris County because I can't get them to give me access to anything else anyway.
I
So,
understand, but I can tell you, and I
Okay.
had my time out and did my lesson. So if time served, I don't have to go to jail. I don't have to look over my shoulder. That's fine with me. I walk a straight line. That just was a unfortunate happen with my property.
you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. Like I said, this is going to go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, that's it.
I understand.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the officer?
I plead guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'll follow it. Good luck to you, Mr. Pack.
Give me
Take
1
care.
second, get you this piece of paper, go downstairs, so you don't have to make more copies.
All right.
I'll be with you in a second.
Hi. Yes, ma'am.
I have Mr. Williams on your bond docket. Tavion is his first name. He came back to court today.
Brazier?
Williams, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is the dude from yesterday.
Yes, and he is
Okay.
present. Talked to Patrol Services, the labs did come back positive for THC. Yes, Judge.
Okay, come on up.
I think the offense date was March the 30th, sir, so a little more.
No more. I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If I find that you continue to use, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Do you have a job?
No, not at the moment.
It's time. It's time for you to start working and being productive. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. That's what we don't want. I don't want you to pick up a 6th case or 7th case now within the next, that's it. I'm going to bring you back in 2.5 to 3 weeks and I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you've done nothing, you understand. All right, good luck.
And he did let me know he has enrolled in HCC for the summer session of college.
That would be great. That's great. But if you're taking 6 hours, you got to do something else as well. If you're taking a full load, then great. The more schooling you do, the more money you're going to make in this life. Knowledge is power, and with knowledge, you get money. That's what this life is about, not convictions. Do you understand?
Sir.
Good luck. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. All right.
If today's docket had a heartbeat, and it did, It was the sound of a father standing in a courtroom, hat in hand, defending a son he still believed in even after 3 DWI arrests in 3 different counties, even after repeated bond violations, even after judges in multiple jurisdictions had told that young man over and over, "Stop." And the judge did not dismiss that father, did not brush him aside, sat there and listened, really listened, and then said something that every parent in our audience knows is true and every judge in America quietly carries with them. I don't like keeping people in jail. It pains me to do it. But my only concern is public safety, and I don't know how else to get him to realize that when you don't abide by court orders, this is what happens. That exchange, a father's unconditional love crashing against a judge's constitutional obligation, is the most honest thing a courtroom can produce, because both of them were right. The father was right that his son is more than his worst decisions, and the judge was right that Harris County leads the nation in DWI fatalities, that someone dies every single day, and that a 21-year-old with 3 open DW is in 3 counties is not a small risk. He is a loaded weapon pointed at innocent people driving home from work. We also watched today a young man with no job, no trade, and a marijuana conviction be told something that sounds harsh until you let it sink in. You're going to end up on the street jobless with nothing or worse, slinging dope and looking at 40 years. And then that same judge found out the young man used to be a pipe fitter making $20 to $30 an hour and said, "You can buy a Benz with that kind of money. You can kill it. What you're doing now sucks. Get back to it." We watched a 45-year-old man be told, "The dope that an 18-year-old body can handle will kill a body like yours. We don't want to see you in a pine box." We watched a defendant who blew a 0.286, more than 3 times the legal limit, crash into a school zone sign with open containers on the passenger floor, and walk out revoked, strapped with GPS and scram monitors on both ankles, bonds set at $25,000 each, because a judge decided that the only way to protect this county was to make freedom cost something real. The Sixth Amendment guarantees counsel. The Eighth Amendment protects against excessive punishment. The 14th Amendment promises equal protection. But none of those amendments, not one, can guarantee what today's docket required above everything else: the wisdom to know when mercy is the right answer, and the courage to know when it is not. Harris County leads the nation in DWI fatalities. Every single day, someone does not come home. Every single day, some family gets a knock on the door that changes everything forever. And every single morning, judges in courtrooms like this one sit down, pick up a docket, and try to draw the line between compassion and protection, between a father's love and a stranger's life. That line is never easy to draw. It was not easy today. And the fact that a judge still took the time to explain it, to a father, to a young man with no job, to a 45-year-old staring down a pine box, to a pipe fitter who forgot he had a trade worth protecting, is what makes the difference between a justice system and a processing plant. Come back, stay clean, get to work. That is not a complicated message, but delivering it case after case, person after person, day after day, to people who are scared and angry and lost and sometimes not ready to hear it, that is the hardest job in any courthouse. And today in Court 5, someone showed up and did it anyway.